change a lot of things. For me, all right, what I want to do is look at where your weight's distributed heel to toe. That looks pretty good to me. I don't think your weight is too much on your heels, and I don't think it's too much on your toes. It looks like it, in a perfect world, your weight should be right under the arches of your feet. They're not on the balls of your feet, under the arches. So you look pretty good there. You look pretty balanced there is what I would say. Just like if you were guarding me in basketball. That's the feeling I like to think about when I'm setting up to a ball. It's a place where you can move pretty quickly. And the club is in good position there. Now you have an early set, nothing wrong with that.
You always had that, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Now, here's what I don't like. And this is something I've told you for a long time. Your arms go up and your head goes down. So you go too high with your arms and your head drops. So I want your left arm to be more perpendicular to your spine angle. So I would like to see your left arm in a little more of a perpendicular. I think your arms are just too high.
What does that cause?
Well, there's a number of things it can cause. Too steep of a downswing, the shaft plane gets too vertical. I don't know if that's the case at the moment, but I don't see. What I want is your left arm to be perpendicular to the spine because it's more efficient. If I had a rod in the ground and a string, and I had a ball on the end of the string, and I said spin the rod, the string would get 90 degrees to the pole at maximum speed. So it's just more efficient to be here. Now your angle of acceleration is going to be different from here than here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah. So essentially what I'm saying here is if your hands are up here and you go to the ball versus from here to the ball, which is a flatter plane, it's a more shallow plane angle.
What will happen to the ball flight?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know because I have to see more. There's more information.
I have to go higher, no lower.
Well, the more steeply you come at the ball, the higher it goes. But
His ball flight's been really low.
Well, that's because it's okay. So there's another reason for that, and we haven't got there yet. And I told him this on the phone. See, what he does is he goes this way. On the downswing, he moves forward. I want him to feel like he's that way a little bit more. And also the face is shut.
You're exaggerating, right?
Yeah, of course.
Not like this, doing a ball like this when the rake went off the ground.
No, so what I want to see is like from here, that club face, for me, that's not a real shut club face. Okay?
It's pretty square, right?
It's a little bit closed, but you know, how does that stack up to other tour players? You know, to me, what's the difference between your club face and his? Just very fractional. Yours is a little more shut. You know, if you want a perfect golf swing, you go to Justin Rose. He's got a perfect swing. There's only a few perfect swings around. I mean, quote unquote, what's a perfect swing? A swing that repeats, that gets results. That's, to me, is a perfect swing. Jim Furyk has a perfect swing. Okay, look at the club face on his backswing. Is yours closed a little bit? Yeah, definitely a little shut. Okay, so then when we go to the top, is the club, look at his left arm position relative to his spine angle.
Perpendicular.
They're almost perpendicular. All right, look at the club face, how it matches his left arm plane. That's pretty much identical. Now that's a perfect swing, but there aren't that many of those. He's put hours and hours in the mirror working on that swing in slow motion.
Where does he go on the downswing?
Well, you're going to see where he goes. So there's a number of ways you can measure. You measure someone's wingspan relative to their height. So if your arm's wingspan exceeds your height by 4 inches, you should have a high swing. I don't know what yours is.
Mine. Let's check it right now.
Yeah, well, if your forearms are longer than your upper
Remember we
arms,
talked about this when I first came back to you? You said Wayne was trying to get me to...
swing flatter.
No, yeah, to swing like on the downswing because I was dropping. He was trying to get me to come down right on that
is
Right,
the plane I came
right,
up on. But
right.
You said that's not possible with my.
I think
the way I'm
you're
built.
right. Your arms are too long for that.
Yeah.
You know, so if we look at where your hands are, we're only really saying to drop them down a couple inches. We're not saying. Now, would never tell you to swing like Zach Johnson. Okay. So you know, no disrespect to Wayne, but you know his whole thing is Ben Hogan. He wants you to swing like Ben
exactly.
Hogan. So you know he thinks there's one swing plane for everybody. I just don't agree with that. So you know. There's other people that think that too. I mean, you know, everybody's entitled to teach the way they want. The fact is, you can do it any way you want if you got a good athlete. But Wayne wants everybody to swing like this, like Zach Johnson. That's where Wayne thinks the club should come down. I'm not speaking for Wayne. This is on the internet. Wayne, if you have a problem with what I'm saying, tell me. But that's what I think. Now, is this club perpendicular to his spine angle? Yep. But he's a different build. He's 5'10". He's 160 pounds.
And his arms are short.
And his arms are short. Yeah. So, yeah. So, if you look at Bill Haas, who's built more like you,
He has a lot of lateral shift, doesn't he?
he does. And he also has a high swing. So, you take a guy like Finau, who's got monkey arms. He's not going to swing back with a flat swing.
I love this one.
But again, it's not upright either. It's not where yours is, right? So all we're really saying is, what's
all the way up to the top?
that's as far as it goes, buddy. Watch.
Go on, no.
Now remember, he's 6'4",
And a monkey.
and he's got a 13.5 shoe. If you look at his shoes, he's got monkey arms and feet. So he doesn't, you know, these guys. Here's his down. Here's look at this from the behind. You can see how big his arc is. Okay, but that swing is short.
That's a thing of beauty right there.
It's a good swing. Yeah.
This club is really open, no?
Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to get your club a little more open. That'll get your ball flight up. Now look at my swing. Okay, now we're not even close to the same build, but what I want to show you in my swing is a different club face position than where yours is. Alright, you see where my club is?
Yep.
You see how yours is just a little different? Just a little bit. It's not much. Now, I've got short arms. I don't have your arc. I can't do what you can do. So my swing's going to be flatter. Anyway.
You don't like Matt Every's swing?
This guy, Tom Fleetwood, yeah, he's got a good swing.
I like Tom Fleetwood.
He's got a you know, a fairly high swing, powerful kid. Look at the club face. Again, pretty much square to the left forearm, right? So I just think you're a little tilty here, right? So this is just too big of an angle. And this is too upright. Just a little bit. We're going to drop your hands down just a little bit. That's all. The club face, Justin, watch this. As you get up to the top, watch your club face. You lay it, the club comes down a little more shallow.
Shallow.
Yep,
It's a Sergio move.
yep. Yep. And then, you know, so,
Except I'm not even close to that because Sergio drops it on the shaft plane on the way down.
yeah, he does. Now look, Fleetwood, see how he
Similar thing.
see how he shuts the face a little bit?
Same thing as me.
Yeah. Yep.
And shallows it out.
Yep.
And shutting it'll shallow it. I mean, you can't shut it unless you shallow it out.
Right. Well, this action
Well, yeah.
shuts the face. That's called
Bone.
flexion, extension. Flexion, extension. It's radial and ulnar
So where's he at
deviation.
impact?
Well, we haven't got there yet. So Justin, see, and this is something you know I'm going to tell you. What do I don't like about it?
It's just horrendous looking.
No, it's your leg work and your posture, right?
But no, Jim, you have to understand, my back has a huge bump in it. Like,
No, it doesn't.
yes, it
You are
does.
so full of shit.
It does.
You are so full of
It
it.
doesn't.
Now look,
telling you.
Look, just before you start making excuses, he has a curve in his back too. I'm not
I
saying-
know. I've seen that actually.
So look, this isn't not my problem. It's just, is that ideal? No, it's not ideal. What I would clean up? I mean, yeah, I would. There's some things I don't like about that impact position. I like the shaft. It's very low. I like that.
Is it?
Yeah, it's low.
Remember when I first came to my shaft? It was like this.
Very upright.
It was like I was hitting the ball like this.
See, look, if we put a line on the club shaft, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not, the club is returning relatively close to where it starts. That's a good thing.
Go down on what?
Yeah, so that's good.
Wow.
So that's a good thing. So,
I didn't realize that.
you didn't?
I didn't realize I was that close to where I was starting.
Is that good? Is that
That's good. Yeah, you want to.
And then putting my right foot down will help that even get back to where it was.
Yep. Your hips stay very deep. Notice that.
Remember, that's good though. My hips used to. Remember, I used to get. I
Yeah.
used to.
You see this box?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you stay in that box. It's good. So there's some good things there. But we just clean it up a little bit, that's all. Now, this lady's in the Hall of Fame. You think I'm going to tell her not to have an upright swing? I don't think so.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, she's in the Hall of Fame. Watch this swing. Is this anything good?
No.
It's not. I mean, technically, I don't like anything she does. She just wins. But she's also 6'1". I don't like the takeaway.
Ugh.
I don't like the top of the swing. Face is a little bit shut.
Yanks it over.
I don't like impact. I don't like any of it. But what
is that,
about
Nancy Lopez?
that's Julie Inkster. She's won 40-some events. So the answer isn't in the golf swing.
So then what are we doing?
We're doing mental management. We're getting you to understand that, like I just said, what is the swing that you need? You need a custom swing for you, not for anyone else. This is not about me telling you to swing like Rory McIlroy. This is telling me to swing better. How should you swing for your swing to get better? Where should your club be? Now, the reason I put him up here is because this is closer to where you should be. Now, his hands are high, but I like to see the left arm more across the right shoulder. And you can see his. So what are we really talking about? We're only talking about moving your hands maybe 1 inch lower.
Right.
That's it.
So why?
So you feel the connection of your upper arm sort of against your chest. Yep. And the club face position. You see where his club face is on the takeaway? Watch.
It's a little cupped.
It's cupped. His left wrist, I want you to keep.
It still looks upright now.
It is. It is. It is.
Rory?
Yeah.
He's not an upright swing. He's
we're
not.
We're not trying to make my swing flat. We're just
No.
trying to make it a little bit flatter.
Yeah,
It's still
but
going to be upright though.
right. But here's the thing. I want you to
It's always
have.
going to be.
I want you to have a slightly different takeaway. I want the toe to get up in the air a little better. You can see the club head is outside your hands there. I like that. I think that's great. But I want the toe to be in the air. See where his club toe? I want to see that club face position.
Right. Instead of just it's a little bit facing the ground.
Right.
Right.
Right. And so
Is that my
then
grip though? My grip.
that is your grip. So what we have to do is look at your grip a little bit and say, okay, what do we do that doesn't change the feel? I don't want you to change the whole feel. So I don't want it to be a drastic change. So what we have to do is look at, okay, do you have a lot of rotation in your left hand clockwise? Or can we get the right hand a little bit more on top of the club? Does that feel better? That's what we have to figure out. We have to figure out what can you play with that allows you to feel comfortable. Because if I said, okay, Justin, your grip's too strong,
So
just turn it that way, you'll be like, I'll hit it 50 yards to the right. So I want you to do just a slight change in your grip.
Yeah. Put my right hand a little bit more on top.
Yeah. And then get the toe up in the air. So what you're going to work on is just that. That's all you're going to work on. That's your takeaway. You're going to practice getting this in the mirror, the toe in the air. That's all. Instead of like this. So that'll get the ball in the air. And you're going to feel like the club is a little bit open at the top. So if I put you on live here, all right, I just made this video